agents? Is this your goal, or brokers? Yeah?
Yes.
What about you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, agent?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, good to know. So then I'll basically speak at things on the agent level, and of course it will be beneficial for you guys that are wanting to be appraisers too. But make sure you make friends with the appraisers, you guys that want to be real estate agents, because they have a mind that is interesting to understand, and unless you understand what an appraiser is looking for, then you're not going to be able to properly guide your clients. So the first thing, I want to commend you guys for all being in class right now. The average real estate agent does not have to take a lot of schooling, and they don't have to really pass a test that has anything to do with our real life in order to get their license, which is a really scary thing, because what happens then is you've got a bunch of people out there where the blind's leading the blind trying to sell a house, and it's not like this is a pair of shoes or a laptop. This is somebody's roof over their head. It's an extremely important decision, probably the most important financial decision that they'll ever be making in their life. And you are there to guide them and walk them through that. So I want you to realize how important your career is going to be. It's going to be life-changing for people. And if you don't take it seriously, you can hurt them. So make sure that you're serious about this industry, and that you're serious about being a career real estate agent. And I'm going to tell you today some of the things about what that means to be a career real estate agent. And I wanted to encourage you guys, I'm sorry I didn't lug my cards and brochures all the way from the car, but if you want to connect with me, you can follow Angie Weeks on Twitter. Angie Weeks 1 on Insta. Or LinkedIn. I encourage you guys to all get connected and stay connected with the speakers and the leaders that you meet in the real estate industry. We are small, even though we're large, we are small and tight in that we know who's doing what, and those relationships are going to come back and either haunt you or help you depending on how you maintain those in this industry. So never think that you won't be seeing that person again on the other side of a deal, because it may or may not be true. So it's important to always treat everybody with respect. But I want to start really more about, okay, it's your first day, you guys have your license. Now, what do you do as a real estate agent? How should you, find success when you're kind of newer into the industry? So I'd like to recommend that all of you guys find a mentor or a team that you'd like to become a part of. And the reason why I recommend this is because the day that you get your license, or even before, you're gonna get all these brokers that are pitching you, come work for my office, come do this, come do that, let's, hang your hat under my umbrella at our agency. And that's all fine and good, but you wanna find a good culture, because it takes time and energy to change companies and to change teams. So you want to choose wisely on that level. Don't just go say okay to the first person that calls you. Make sure that you guys have parallel visions when it comes to real estate. And when I say parallel visions, there are so many different reasons why people sell real estate. Like, some brokers just want a huge brokerage with all of the agents. Other brokers want a small boutique brokerage with just a certain number of agents that have a certain philosophy. Are you looking to be the next multi-million-dollar producer out there, or are you looking to just have a nice, comfortable life for your family? All of these things are going to determine whether you want to work with a specific team or company or not. When I first got into real estate, I actually used to build websites for real estate agents. That's how I came to know this industry and be a part of it. And one of the biggest things that would always happen is the people, I was customer service rep and then a manager, they would call me on the phone and they go, Angie, I changed companies, like that broker wasn't giving me any leads, blah, blah, blah. Like, What I saw was that real estate agents changed companies like as much as their underwear, and it doesn't do you any good to do that. You need to stop looking for somebody else to make you successful and know that success is inside of you. But that being said, you want to align yourself with other people that have your same vision of success. Because some people, when you talk to them about real estate, they think success is making $1 million a year. To me, I don't think success is making $1 million a year. To me, success is defined as making 6 figures a year, having a team that works around me, being able to leave whenever I want, and being able to tell somebody that's a jerk-off client to F off, I don't need them. That is what success is to me as a real estate agent. So ask your broker what success is for them. These people that are recruiting you, what success is for them. It was so funny. I went away to Michigan this summer, and I apologize, my accent is back in full force, but I went away and one of the agents at our office decided that she was gonna leave our office and go work for this team. And I came back and she's like, I'm back, I left and now I'm back. And I was like, oh, that's fun, because I was only gone for 6 weeks. I was like, well, what made you come back? What made you leave? Like, I have a lot to catch up on. And she's like, oh yeah, that team that I went with, like they were great, they were nuts, but I was up at 6 o'clock every morning and I was doing yoga and I was doing group coaching calls, and then I was doing, I had to commit to knocking on 70 doors a week, and I would have to report back on how many doors I knocked on and how many leads I had and all that kind of stuff. And all of those are great income producing activities, but when you're and mind you, our office is in Corona Del Mar / Newport Beach, so I make fun of them, I call them Newport Nancy's. When you're a Newport Nancy, you don't really want to get up at 6 in the morning, do yoga, get coached and all that. You just want to close a couple deals a year so that your kid has better clothes and goes to her private school or whatever. So she basically made an alignment that was a terrible fit, and she wasted about 4 to 6 weeks of her summer on it. So you could do this for years as a real estate agent. So make sure that you don't. Find that right partnership, find the right alignment, and it's I encourage you guys. Another thing too is if you're like, oh, I don't want to team up with anybody, nobody sees the same things as I do, we don't share our vision together, I would encourage you to reconsider that, because what you do when you're just your own individual real estate agent is you kind of build yourself into your own little jail of you have to work all the time, and if you're sick, the deal still needs to close. The papers still need to be signed, and you don't have anybody there to help you in this industry, and it gets tiring, and then you get exhausted, and then you quit, and then you go take a day job. So I would recommend to partner up with teams and find that type of thing. And then on top of it, when you're working as a real estate agent for real, you don't get paid until you close. So what does that mean? That means that your first 6-8 months, you're not likely to get a paycheck, but you are likely to be hungry. You are gonna need some gas in